Browns back on the practice field, Mary Kay, and a familiar face out there today, not practicing, but he was out there watching, getting those mental reps, as they like to call them. Josh Gordon returning to the Browns. He announced it on Saturday. He's back on Sunday.
Yeah, here he was watching practice. He was conditioning off to the side. He looks to be in great shape. He looked like he was in very good spirits. He spent a little bit of time chatting with Jim Brown. He spent time talking to the receivers coach, Adam Henry, spent time with his teammates, such as Jarvis Landry. He looks like he is ready to go. He's not allowed to practice right now, as you said, but he looks ready to practice, both physically and from an eagerness standpoint. So I don't think it will be too long before he's back out there.
Well, and the good news is, he had spring with this team, so he got a chance to at least get to know the playbook a little bit, work within the playbook. Hopefully he's been doing his work with that when he's been down in Florida. So he's not coming in, at zero. He's got a little bit of a base, at least, with Todd Haley's playbook and scheme.
Yeah, and he has, had time to develop a little bit of chemistry with Tyrod Taylor, and those guys have played pitch and catch together, so I don't think it'll be that bad when it comes time for him to get back out there. And as we saw out there today, Antonio Callaway has a little bit of a groin, so they cannot get Josh Gordon back on the field fast enough.
Yeah, I'm sure the quarterbacks want to get him out there to do that pitch and catch. We know how easy Josh Gordon can make it look if you just put the ball in his neighborhood. Now, a couple injury notes. We'll start with E.J. Gaines. He went down. It looked like a knee injury. He was carted off, and it didn't look good for Gaines.
No, it doesn't look good at all. He went down grabbing his right knee. It buckled when he went up to try to break up a pass, and he actually did force an incompletion there to Jarvis Landry. He went down hard, in great pain. They had to cart him off, and it just doesn't look good. You can kind of tell after seeing so many of these when one seems to be serious. So he had started to make some plays. Last week I saw him break up 3 passes in one practice. So it would be a loss if they lose EJ for any length of time.
Yeah, there's some playing time to be had there behind Terrence Mitchell and Denzel Ward, and it looked like he might have had a chance to grab it. And of course, Carlos Hyde, we don't know the extent of it, but he had a shoulder injury as well. Of course, he just got going on Friday night against the Bills, but now maybe slowed a little bit.
Yeah, in the middle of practice, not actually the middle, late in practice, he took off the shoulder pads and was rubbing his left shoulder and the pec a little bit, and it looked like he was in a little bit of pain. Afterwards, Hugh Jackson said, he's got the shoulder. We just have to be really smart with these guys. These are the reasons why Hugh Jackson does try to give the veterans an occasional day off. But he also wasn't very happy with this practice today either, was he, Dan?
No, he was not. He one of the first things he said is they need to practice better than they did today. You could just tell it. It was one of those days where throughout his press conference, you could just tell he was not happy with what happened out there.
Yeah, especially after a day off. He expects them to come out here and play with a lot more fight and a lot of intensity. And getting back to Josh Gordon for one more second, we didn't mention this earlier. Everyone seems to think that he will be ready for the opener against the Steelers. I think that's what everybody wants to know. And it looks right now like he is on pace for that.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch over the next few weeks, and it is getting closer and closer. We'll have full coverage of the day here at training camp, day number 16 at cleveland.com/Browns.